Hey friends, Ari here. I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to give a kind of a songwriting tip to those of you who might be at a point where you are starting to write songs and you can write songs using common chords, but you're wanting to sort of up the level and make your song sound a little bit more sophisticated or mature, interesting, and less generic. And the idea is to use passing chords. So let me share with you 3 or so common passing chord progressions that I see all over songwriting in rock, folk, most music that uses guitars as the basis. These are very common songwriting patterns and progressions, and they can work really well. Despite it being often used, I still find use for them in my own songs too, so you might find them as well. Alright, so the first one is G, D over F sharp, E minor. So the idea is that you're traveling from G to E minor. Right? And while that sounds fine, it just sounds a little simplistic. So what you want to do is go look at the chord, and particularly the bottom note, the bass note. It's going from G, traveling down to E, right? And then there are 2 notes in between, F sharp and F. And so you start to go, okay, so from after G, I would use, let's say, F sharp, and then what chord uses that note? Well, okay, so D uses F sharp, and then that sets up a nice smooth descending line from G, F sharp to E on the bottom. It can go the other way too. Right. A very similar idea exists from A minor to C, or C to A minor. You go C and then G over B and then A minor. Now if you want to go even further, you could do something like C, G over B, and G minor over B flat. That one sounds better if the last word is A, isn't it? And then that wants to go to D minor. I just play D minor to D over C, and then to G over B. That's another sort of a descending line. The idea is that whenever you have a beginning chord and a destination chord, again, find out what notes fill the space between, and then what chords you can make up doing that. And you could go crazy. I could go something like a D. And from D descending, there are a couple patterns. D and then D over C, and then G over B, and then A. Or you could do actually D and then A over C sharp, and then maybe B minor, and then back to A. Right? In any case, all those are good patterns to explore instead of just doing back and forth between the 2 chords. And then now those are sort of tried and true patterns, but of course you don't have to stick to it. The principle of passing chord is again that you want to create a smooth descending bass line between the beginning and the end, and there's a lot of room to explore in terms of, okay, so I have these notes and I could make up these chords using those notes. And sometimes you come up with some patterns where you're like, wow, I mean the same principle applies, but I haven't heard other people do this often, kind of thing. Sometimes I cheat and basically use the passing chord idea, but I use parallel chords, right? So I could go from, instead of going from E minor to G, again the regular thing is to do that D over F sharp, I could do something like F. Alright, how about this pattern? I start with A. I'm just playing an A bar chord, but with the top two strings open, which is a pattern I use often, right? So that was a descending major, minor, major, minor, major pattern. Sounded interesting, right? But it sounds really smooth and put together because, again, there's not a lot of distance between each of those chords as far as the fundamental, the bass note is concerned. So that's the idea of passing chords, is that you fill in the gap between the beginning and the end with some interesting places to go visit along the way, kind of thing. And once you get the idea, I think it opens up a lot of different possibilities as far as what kind of harmonies you incorporate into your songs. Alright, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share or subscribe, and if you'd like to take a step further, then please check out my original music and or become my patron. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.